Alright, Les, you ready? Alright, 1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna spar with a tech. On some Sagat shit. When they scar in your chest. Coming to you live and direct in the heart of the West. Crazy ass battle. Two of the most esteemed spitters in the entire fucking constituency. On my left hand side, holding it down for the motherfucking Big Island. You feel me?
Oh, bro.
Everybody knows.
All right.
My bounce on your chin strap. My dick is your mouth cut. Don't you find it, baby? Kick back. Sorry, couldn't hear you over the lip smacking sound. You filleting my genitalia. Herpes, my herpes. I've been debating whether or not to tell you. It's a rocky road and it's a bumpy ride. I promise I only need a place to smoke, so let me come inside, baby. Now, baby, sorry, we can't have no babies. Better tie your fallopian tubes like your shoes later.
It was June 2nd, 2014. Portland was a simmering pot of racial tension and bloody happenstance. Hate crime stabbings were popping up like grotesque daisies, and impending gatherings of skinheads were looming on the horizon. It was an ominous scene that promised nothing good for my short-term well-being, and the only long-term outcome was a nebulous dream of world peace. Various other trials and tribulations lay in wait in the corner of my mind, and against all logic and reason, it was time for a vacation. Breakout media outlet Ruin Your Day was throwing a select card of secret battles, and I was under explicit orders not to reveal the lineup under any circumstances. The hostel seemed almost glad to release me back into Californian custody, and I made a mental note to work on the nuances of my janitorial skills. I'd spent the night of the first shoving crushed up morphine and cocaine into my face, valiantly trying to stay up to catch my morning flight, and at points, it felt like I had never left work. The jarring guffaws and moist belches of drunk Australians had only just stopped echoing in my ear as I approached Portland International Airport, and I finally set about memorizing my lines for my mysterious opponent. For all the battles I've done in the greater Los Angeles area, imagine my surprise when the address battle rap entrepreneur Avocado directed me to was the sunny, honestly quite affable oasis of Santa Monica. Another of my fellow mystery battlers was due in late that night, and until then it was time to rehearse my rounds. I opened my notes to my lava-spewing lyrics of destruction, fell on the bed and promptly passed out. Around 11, I woke up to find Reverse live along with his erstwhile BFF and designated tattoo artist Alicio cracking open a mouth-watering bottle of Hennessy. The discovery of Henzanita, Henny mixed with some delicious Manzanita Soul, quickly destroyed any chance of rehearsing our material, and I was out again as swiftly as I awoke. The next morning was announced by the gentle rays of SoCal sun blaring directly into all 6 of our eyes. A quick stop for more Hennessy led me in Reverse live rehearsing our rounds a grand total of 2.5 times. Cody, what are we doing?
This is Hennessy in public?
This shit looks like a vacation.
Yeah, our hotel's in the 80s.
And before we knew it, it was time to catch the fateful lift to the Avocado studio. The team was all there. There was Malathion, there was Australian producer extraordinaire Chase Moore. And placed like a psychedelic ice block carving centerpiece was Lush One, flanked by the perpetually unflappable Ether Weekly icon Helen of Joy. After an initial assessment, I set about furthering the agenda of the broader Wotdog staff.
Malathion, can I pledge that you'll book Evan to stand for this new movement that's happening?
Yes.
How many battles are you gonna give Evan to stand, bro?
As many battles as you like.
Mad battles.
Mad battles.
Dude, he's only like 20 or something like that.
Anything you want.
Give him alcohol poisoning, can we do that?
Yes.
Yeah. Alcohol poisoning a stand.
The atmosphere within Avocado's guerrilla studio was thick, saturated with the expectant nature of the Ruin Your Day technical crew, clashing with the impressed bewilderment of the talent. It was clear that history was to be made tonight, but were any of us truly ready for the largely speculative tasks at hand?
What's up, EK?
You'll never be Socrates.
That Wotdoglikego season premiere.
Yeah, man. We bringing bad setups back all 2019. Let's go.
Bad setups, 2 terms.
Oh my God, bro.
We're talking about shopping is too fucking like.
I'm the lyrical Socrates.
By the time me and Reverse Live arrived, Human vs. Ronnie was already well underway. Cody wandered upstairs immediately to observe the filming process, and who could blame him? He was battling Geech Gotti, who was the third alternate opponent behind Saint and Yak the Ripper. Around 4 or so, my secret opponent had arrived.
You want a gummy worm, man?
Dude, I'll grab a gummy worm, mahalo. Oh man, softened from the sun.
Hailing from the barren wasteland of Nova Scotia, this formidable wordsmith had lain waste to many worthy adversaries on his way through the ranks. As a former King of the Dot title holder, few could deny the immaculate resume of my cunning opponent. For those dying to know the identity of my new rival, I'll give you a hint. His name rhymes with Fat Spray. You guessed it. My opponent was...
But this is the realest room I've ever seen in my life. You don't know where the walls start and the floor stops. There's a bunch of criminally motivated gangbangers in there cooperating, not with the feds, with each other. More beautiful than it is incriminating. They're yelling at each other a lot, which I'm used to. I grew up in a broken home. That's just a personal event. I'm not gonna, I'm used to dissension amongst people. But when you organize a bunch of people in their late 20s, early 30s to do it for the approval of people on the internet, you can't get a more prosperous atmosphere. So it's a lot of smelly adult men, not a single vagina within the 100-yard radius, working together to put out a beautiful product that we may or may not even see the light of day of, because we're basically guinea pigs. Long story short, I have no idea what's going on, but youtube.com/ruinyourday, where we never know what's going on.
Shortly after Brett's succinct assessment of the current scenario, we walked back into the studio. Cody versus Geech Gotti was going on their 8th take, and the battlers were sounding noticeably winded. Former Grand Time champion and reigning world rap champion stayed lurking on the sidelines, fretfully wondering if they too would be subjected to such repetitive strain in their battle. Rather than continue to watch such anxiety-inducing production, I disappeared around the corner to the pizza joint that somehow still left me hungry after half a dozen slices. The sun was starting its descent by the time the Battle of Champions concluded. To Avocado's complete and utter horror, all 20 secret battlers and hosts piled into a rickety elevator that shook and trembled in its ascent, threatening to drop us to our deaths with each passing floor. When we finally escaped the death chamber, I watched Malathion literally weep with joy and kiss the ground with tongue. It isn't every day you have a former Grand Time champion guest filming your content. Work the GoPro like a natural director, making sure to sweep over his diminutive opponent in hopes of catching him eating a booger. The battle itself went swimmingly, my fears of showing fatigue after infinite takes effectively assuaged by a single run-through of our rounds. Me and Brett exchanged looks of surprise that instantly morphed into relief at the fact neither of us fucked up on our only take. The pizza, quesadilla, and liquor was starting to absolutely destroy my insides. Being that Reverse Live had already flooded Avo's toilet once that day, I felt it prudent to wait until we were back at the hotel to shit my guts out. However, there was one major obstacle in the way of intestinal nirvana. It was time to film an episode of Watch Live. The watch, while initially lighthearted and playful, eventually took a turn for the worst. The wider Ruin Your Day fans began to lambast poor Ronnie for dropping the same caliber of backstory gems that Lush 1 was dispensing, following the colonial tradition of reducing human beings to objects. By the end of it all, former opponents Human and Ronnie were rechristened with the simple titles of Sleep Hat and Red Hat. At one point I walked away from the table in disgust, leaving Avo to heap gentle assurances upon Ronnie that the Ruin Your Day fanbase could easily be punished for their transgressions. After a quick quesadilla bite, I reclaimed my seat and reminisced fondly on the battles of yore. At around 2:30 a.m., we finally took our leave. The post-battle hotel was a subdued affair, as I battled a different kind of Yak the Ripper for the second time that weekend. The clash paid off, imbuing me with the strength to surf the metro from Santa Monica to LAX after an early morning lift mishap. As I watched the sights and sounds pass, I reflected upon this recent stint. The watch live experience, though leisurely in many ways, was underlined by an unfamiliar sort of pressure. While creating the most aesthetically pleasing battle-related visual has always been a goal for any such cameraman, it was a strange feeling to be guided during a battle by a director that fully intended to direct. The 12-year-old with ADHD part of my psyche mused that perhaps this was what it was like to be an actor. Perhaps the steely focus that Avo displayed all day was the same focus applied to his work on the latest Marvel film adaptation. It was a poignant reminder of how much higher the stakes could raise in this lawless world of hard-hitting poetry. Only time would tell. Till next time, this is Everybody Knows. Really not fucking with you fucking Ronnie-hating racist-ass YouTube fuckers. Courtesy of Wotdoglikego.